Welcome. It's the Cats. We on Intellectual Radio. We on iHeartRadio. And we on Facebook Live
many a times.
And we here to let the
cat out the pants. Growl.
Listen, you guys, today's show, and I'm telling you, I cannot even make this stuff up. So if I'm smiling a little bit more than usual, if my energy seems a little bit hot, it's because listen, we're in a whole new studio. We got big things going on here at iHeartRadio, the Cats Out Show. I'm excited. I'm jacked out of my mind. But listen, today's show, we're talking about how soon is too soon to date or to have sex after a divorce or death. How soon is too soon to date or have sex after a divorce or death? Now, we spoke with some of you guys earlier, and we heard stories like, 6 months. We heard things like, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. But guess what?
5 years.
Someone said that it should be at least 5 years.
5 years.
2 to 5 years before you have sex.
This ain't credit repair. We talking about 5 years.
Yeah.
Man, please. I don't think if my spouse passed, she would want me waiting around 5 years. Well, probably not at all, but 5 years.
Well, we had some people that, didn't even wait. In fact, someone called me, and I'm going to actually get her online, but she knows someone that was married for 30 years. And when their spouse died, they started dating immediately. And, as a result
of too much time left. You don't know
when their spouse died, the guy started dating immediately. So, and people are upset about that. They felt like he should have waited a little bit longer, and how long is long enough?
I know some people that did the same thing. They started dating after a death. They started dating immediately, and they even had children within that same period. People didn't understand that, but they did nothing wrong. They were just trying to live life.
It's like work.
Yeah. So I tell you what. Let me say this here. I think to each his own.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows the relationship that you and your spouse had as a prior to. Nobody actually knows what you need personally. So some people actually need that 1, 12, 13, 14, 20 years, 30 years, however long it take you. Some folks need that, but some folks only need a couple of days. Some folks only need a couple of weeks.
Some of these folks out here screwing folks before their spouse died, but then when their spouse died, they want to act like they don't want to be with nobody. But that's a whole different show. That's a whole different show.
But you're right. And I'm going to tell you something. And some folks is dead or divorced right now as a result of having a relationship that was already in place. So how do you explain that? So again, I believe that it says until death do us part.
Yeah.
Once death has done us part, then don't be surprised if some people go home from the funeral or right from the divorce settlement or court with their mate or with the person that they may have already been having sex with, may or may not to begin with. I believe that, and I'm asking people if they see it somewhere written to share it, because we're searching for that information. Is it written somewhere where there's a guideline that tell you how long you should date afterwards? Is it in the Bible? Is it in some book that you read? Because if
the Bible says until death do you part, right or wrong.
That's what it said.
Now, I say have common sense. I'm not saying when your spouse passed, meet somebody and bring them to the funeral. That'd just be stupid. But I don't think you can let nobody tell you, not friends, family, children, how long it takes you to grieve or get over a person or date. Because a lot of people have been with people, like you said, if you with somebody for 30 years, you 60, 70 years old already. So you not feeling like you had that much time. You're not finna wait no 5 and 6 and 10 years before you go on dating. Now, you may not be serious about this person, but you're going to start being with somebody because when you old, you need, because if you don't have that companionship, you get depressed, you die off. It's kind of like being on a job and retiring after 35 or 40 years on that job. People being the best to help, but as soon as they retire, within a few weeks, they start getting sick. You ever notice that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can let nobody tell you a time limit on what you should do as far as your happiness.
I don't know what's going on. You know what? And I actually agree. I believe that, to each his own. And I believe that, everybody have a different, timeline on what they be enough time. And especially if you're, older. I heard it both ways, James. I literally just spoke with a lady that was married to her husband for 57 years.
Ooh.
And he died. She took care of him over the 20-something years that he was ill. And when he died, I said, well, are you dating now? And she said, you know what, baby, I'm too old. I don't have time for another man. I don't want one. I'm good. Now, the flip side of that is that there are people that they don't wait. They looking like I need some companionship immediately. I'm old and I don't want to die alone. So they seek. So I don't know. Again, our call lines is open. We want to hear from you guys. Dial in.
And I don't think it's nothing wrong with people dating or doing anything when somebody's going through a divorce, because 9 times out of 10, that's the reason why they probably getting a divorce in the first place, was because of somebody else. So
that's right.
But I've also heard stories of people, like you said, when their spouse is sick, either the man or the woman is sick, they already have an agreement. And the person that's sick feels though they don't want to be selfish. So they tell the one that's taking care of them, when I go, I want you to wait. Because they don't want them to be alone. They don't want them to go through things. And, you understand what I'm saying? Your spouse will give you permission because they feel like it's selfish that if I'm dead and gone, that you got to sit around. It's fine that that's backwards. It's been stories like that where the woman was sick or the man was sick and they told the spouse, you know what's going to happen. We already made prearrangements. You're going to be taken care of, but I don't want you to wait around on me. Go date. Start going to resorts, some vacation spots, something like that. Live your life. Enjoy your life.
Right. And you know what? And that makes sense to me, James. But here's the thing. And some people, because I heard someone say, well, it's called respect. Well, who are you respecting? The deceased, or are you respecting the family members? Because I'm going to tell you something. Stop trying to have so much respect for family members, because family members don't necessarily respect you as much as you think they do. It's because if you respect me, then you would know that if I decided to start dating, how are you to tell me how long is too long for me to have somebody in the bed with me? I'm used to having somebody in the bed with me at night. I may be used to having sex 3-4 times a night. So now that my partner is gone, that don't mean that my coochie died, or that don't mean that his penis died. So if you have respect for me, respect me enough to know that I'm the one dealing with the loss, not you. And if you wasn't having sex with this person, then get out my bed.
You kind of got to be careful when you do stuff like that, and just keep people far from your business anyway, especially when somebody is killed. And then you go out and start dating. The first thing they're going to think is, did they kill so-and-so to beat again? Was it for insurance money, all of that? So
yeah,
people shouldn't even just know what you're doing anyway.
I think people take it personally, like you say, depending on the situation. Like, let's say you've been married for years and your spouse passes away. That's one thing. But let's say you with somebody, or we young and me and you together or something, and I happen to get killed. See, it's a difference between your spouse passing from natural causes and your spouse getting killed. Family members may take it as a form of disrespect if they brother or they father, whoever, and I got killed, and my daddy got killed, and my uncle got killed, and she out here with another dude. People take it like that. That's how they take it personally.
And you know what? It's like, okay, your daddy, your brother, whoever got killed, and I'm out here with another dude. But when they was living and they was out there with another chick, you didn't have no problem with that. So if I respect
where the other chick come from?
Or the other chick or the other man, what I'm saying is that people are so quick to judge. People are so quick to judge. So with another chick or with another dude. So for example, I'm being realistic now, because you just said you just said that people, if somebody was murdered, and then if you decide that you out here dating with someone else, and they looking like, man, how you gonna have a whole nother man or a woman, and my uncle or my sister or whoever just died?
Well, according to Jacqueline Smith, she said a married the next day if you want to. And that's
the next day. Tell me what scripture that is.
Jackie,
I heard of it. I don't know
where
scripture.
to find that?
The next day?
That's why they say until death do you part.
Or because if that's the case, then why the next day, the same day? But again, I'm just saying, and I do realize that there's a such thing as respect. But who are you respecting? Because your nephews now that may be mad, or your nieces that may have a problem with what I'm doing, and sometimes even children.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me how to grieve. You cannot tell me how to have respect for my mate via death or via divorce. You make sure you take those that advice, take it for yourself, because you can't take advice for me and what I deem is respect or what's disrespect. Because the truth of the matter is that people always want to come along and give you their opinion and their advice. And those are the same people that want to give you their opinion or their advice that won't give you their help when you need it. Mm-hmm. So keep your opinion and your advice as far as I'm concerned when it comes to how long is too long.
Well, I'm one at the table that is actually been divorced. And when the
I'm
time
divorced.
Presented itself, I did what I wanted to do. I didn't put a time limit on what I did. First of all, I was separated for like 4 years before it was even final. Okay. So, I did what I wanted to do during that whole time. He was living with somebody else. He went that far. So, it's your own preference. So,
yeah, but like you say, if you separated, especially one that actually left you, they ain't got no say so on what you do. That's your business. They want to do everything they want to do, but then when you go do it, there's a problem. And speaking of, you said something earlier. She said penis. I saw an article the other day, and I thought about you because you do the toy parties. They had dildo, vibrator, whatever you want to call it, and it was for people, women who husbands passed. Instead of putting the ashes in the urn, they put the ashes in a glass part that's see-through in the vibrator. And I'm like, that's just a little too close. That's deep, but no, put the ashes in the urn, put it on a locket. You don't put them in a thing and Charlie.
Well, I'm gonna take you one even further, because I spoke with a young lady, and it was a good idea that thought before it was your spouse passed to clone the penis. So right, if you catch that penis at the right time, that when they go, whatever you call it, I'm not the person, but that blood rushes to that penis, and if you can clone it real fast, then you can take that penis and mold it and have it.
Now I know about the mold, the dick, you want to call it. Yeah, they do have molding kits that will mold your exact shape, every vein, everything. But I think you should do that while they're alive.
Well, I'm just saying,
I thought you were saying when they was on the morgue in rigor mortis.
Well, yeah, rigor mortis, whatever. But let me say this: if you don't get a chance to do it when they're alive, some folks don't think about stuff until the deceased is gone, because you may not have been expecting it. So then you looking like, oh my God, Charlie dead with my penis, and so now you want to take it and clone it.
You said Charlie dead with your penis.
Right, because you
I don't think it's acceptable if I'm on the table and rigor mortis is set in and blood is rushed in, so I still got a hard thing.
They gonna clone
me while I'm dead.
But but that was a good idea. Now they can come up with some of the stuff they
can. Get me while I'm alive. You can clone all you want. Now wait until they doing my.
Don't talk about this to be a business we can start. We don't talk about that too much. We interrupt this conversation so that we don't want to give too many people ideas, and then we look back and years from now and they came up with this as a business. Earl's shaking his head like it's impossible. I don't even like people to
do it while their spouse is alive. Or like, let's say I'm a businessman, I do trips and stuff. So instead of you just going to buy a regular jackrabbit and all of that, you can clone yourself at home, or you can go to a place, they clone you, they place it on the sex toys, and you got your own personal, what you already have.
Now, you know what? Let me ask this question. Ladies and men, especially ladies, we're going to stick with ladies. How many of you guys, if given an opportunity, will clone your husband's penis?
You can also clone
so that, I'm talking about if you didn't do it while he was alive, and you had an opportunity to click yes or no to clone his penis and turn it into a vibrator for sexual use. How many of you guys would click yes? Go ahead and give me the penis with the kit at the funeral.
I'm gonna say no.
How many of you guys
get something new? Please.
See, we got somebody that said, "Give me the penis." She said she'll take the penis.
No, don't they want something new?
Well, not everybody. It depends.
What is wrong with y'all?
He is dead. Let him stay dead. Get something new.
Did you kill him?
Maybe.
See, Monique would probably be one of them ones that would be. I'm dating next week. Matter of fact, but because I understand what you mean. It's like I got a chance to get a new penis. But then there are some people.
So that means his penis was that bad while he was alive?
No.
It's just all about shopping now.
But some people want to stay with the same state. They scared to open up to a new. They scared to open up to something new. So they would rather hold on to that penis during the time they take the 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years, 6 years to respect, to grieve and to respect their mate. If that's what they deem as being respectable, is to hold on to their sex. How many men will clone the coochie and be like, I'm not gonna have sex? No, men ain't trying to clone no coochie. They was got one say he'll clone his woman's coochie, but most of them probably will not.
They have kids for that too. But I'm not gonna do it while she dead. Like your wife or your spouse on the table and they didn't cut their damn body open, take it out, or like, hold on, bro, I just want to get that coochie one more time. If you gonna
you will have it more than one time. You will have it whenever you like.
Hell no. If you gonna clone a dead person, if your heart is not pumping and you alive, I'm a freak, but that's crazy.
I got somebody saying yes, they would do it.
Well, you might as well be like a taxidermy service. You know how they take the animals and stuff them after they die? If he an organ donor, you might as well cut the penis off, have it stuffed with something in whatever they do. So now you got the real penis right there. That's just crazy.
But you know what? Let me say this, because I know some people like, well, how is this related to the topic? It tell you what is very related.
Yeah.
Because again, this is about somebody's opinion. It's about what you deem to be your right or your wrong.
I got something deeper for you, Vera.
Go ahead.
Now, this is a true story. You can look it up. You know that they do penis transplants now, right? Mm-hmm. Like if a man is an organ donor or a woman, whatever, if a man is an organ donor and he has erectile dysfunction or whatever, or he had an accident in the military, they can take the penis from another man and it'll function on the man that's receiving the transplant. Now, this is where it gets deep at. What if your spouse passes and they give you permission to take their penis? Now you done took their penis and it's on another man that needed a transplant, and you start dating that man that needed that transplant. Is that still considered being with somebody else? It's your spouse's penis, bro.
That's not well.
I mean, it's crazy, but it's true.
Yeah. So I tell you what, you guys, we're gonna go ahead because that's good. We're gonna pick up on that.
Don't take my penis, babe. You watching? This is mine. I came with it and I'm leaving with it.
Yeah. We're gonna take a quick music break. We got a caller. We gonna take.
What y'all think about?
We gonna take. Are you guys calling the show?
708-223-8953. 708-223.
We're gonna take a quick music break, but we'll be back. We're coming back with callers. We need to speak with you guys, and we got somebody here. We got an event coming up on Saturday. This Saturday, we want you guys to come out. So we're coming back up. It's the cast. We on Intellectual Radio. We on iHeartRadio.
I'm loving the new
and we
studio.
on Facebook Live many a times. And we here, let me get out the bag.
Right.
But I feel with desire. Somehow I know that it's all gonna change. Everything's gonna change. Big city lights, big city dreams, the sound of the city that waits me. So many people living with the blues. So many things that I can tell you. I got this funny feeling, that something's going down. I can almost hear the sound going boom, 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 going round. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, seems like no one is happy. People living without a voice. Seems like no one really has a choice. I feel free and lost at the same time. Feels like I'm gonna lose my mind. Living every day like it's my last. Living in the truth I learned from my past. I've been tired, but I feel with desire. Somehow I know that it's all gonna change. Everything's gonna change. Cadillac, house, Cadillac, dreams, Cadillac, world, everybody's name. If you got a problem, money can't solve the government, scheming gangsters, leading crackheads, leading men is thieving, so just leave my bus, screaming all over town. You can hear the sound. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, like this.
Welcome. It's the Cats. We on Intellectual Radio. We on and we on Facebook Live a many times. And we back ready to let our cat out the bag. Meow. So you know what? Before we get started, we have someone in the studio today.
Hey, how you doing?
And you guys are going to be seeing and hearing a little bit from this young lady right here. We'll talk about that later. Her and her fiance or husband to be, however you guys call that. I just want to say, y'all both raised y'all hand about cloning the penis and cloning the poo nanny.
Not yet, but I would definitely do that.
Yeah, you'll definitely do that, right? You're going to take that penis?
Hold on. Because we rarely get brothers in the building. Y'all engaged or what? What's going on? Man, hold on. Don't come in here with that damn all-day commercial.
Who is it over there? Barry White?
Say it one more time. You said what? Say it, D.
That's Barry White over there.
Let me take this goddamn camera and put it back on me. This man just embarrassed me.
She said
Very White.
Are you in good hands? Like, I need to turn some bass up on my voice. I'm feeling real feminine over here.
And old girl said she gonna clone the penis, and he said I will take that poo nanny. I take two right now. Give
you
me
take
both.
two?
Yeah, you can.
No. He said he gonna take two of yours. He want them done twice.
Oh,
okay. He have one in each room. No, I'm just joking. Check this out. Tell us about what's going on with this weekend. Introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Ty Brown. I'm the event coordinator for Breakthrough to Your Empowerment. It's a small business fair that is free for all small businesses in the Chicagoland area. The west suburbs is on the west side. I got tired of people complaining, saying that we didn't have anything on the west side, and it's like, there you go. That we didn't have anything on the west side, lived on the southeast side, so I'm back. I'm bringing it. It's on Saturday, 11 to 3. It's going to be all day long, so if you can get in there by 2:50, bring it. Just come through. Everything's free. Walk in. We have vendors. If you want to support the vendors that we have, is different type of vendors. We got food. We got cupcakes and sweets, and we got hair products and things like that. So make sure you come through. It is hosted by yours truly, Miss Vera Giles, the Cats Out Radio Show. We're going to have fashion. It's sponsored by T-Mobile. Make sure y'all come out. It's no excuse. The address is 4909. You can go on Facebook at Breakthrough to Your Empowerment. You need me to spell that? Break as in breakthrough. THROUGHTO, Your Empowerment, EMPOWERMENT, so you know more information.
All right, and we want to give a special shout out to Sister Brownlee. Go ahead.
Oh yes, Miss Sharina Brownlee, Breakthrough Tax. She's pretty much put this all together. I'm just the event coordinator and putting pretty much action to her ideas, so she'll be there as well. Make sure you come out. She's put this together for free for the community, so make sure you come out.
All right. So again, you guys, we can't make this stuff up. We hear the phone ringing. You guys keep calling back, but we have someone on the call today that actually has a story to share. Caller, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Well, hello, caller. If you don't mind going ahead, letting your cat out the bag, give us a meow, a roar, or something. But you're going to have to let that cat out, girl. Meow. So you know what? We're talking today. And if you want to introduce yourself, feel free to.
I'm just going to say my name is Fifi.
Hey, Fifi on the block. So, Fifi, check this out. We're talking about how long is too long or not long enough to have sex or date after a death or a divorce. Can you tell us a little bit about your story, or share a story with us?
Just bad out.
So, as I had mentioned to Miss Vera earlier, before she got in the studio, because this is my little sister, and I try not to like get all up in her business. I watch, but I don't usually like to come on and say anything. But I had to say something today because it just so happened that my cousin was married for 30 years, and his wife passed away, and his children are upset because he is dating. He's been grieving, crying, sad, depression, everything, and he finally met somebody that he trusts. I think he's been with this one and only person for 30 years, and she just passed away from cancer. And he was with her from the beginning to the end. And he was like, how long do we supposed to wait? And I told him, you follow your heart. You follow your heart and your urges, because not him per se, but men cheat on you when you're alive and well. So I don't understand how long it takes. If the guys, if somehow if you go to jail, if a woman go to jail, a man, he already probably cheating on you anyway. So it ain't like he gonna wait for you out of jail. He cheating on you anyway. If you die, he cheating on you anyway. I just don't think it's no such time. I think for women, go with your heart, go with your urges. Go with what you feel. I just don't think it's no time. You gotta live, and don't let your kids and your family and friends intimidate you, because you can't intimidate them about their business and what they do. So you have to live for you. That's life. You have to live for you. You can't live for somebody else. You can't wait for their approval. You gotta, because while they telling you shouldn't be getting none, they gon' as soon as they get you getting you all of your business, they going to get them some. So to me, it's no time frame. It's your time frame.
All right. Well, hey. Well, Miss Fifi, my big sister, my BFF, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. And you know what? This may be one of the first times, but I don't think we got anything that we disagree on, because guess what? I'm rolling with you 150%. I believe everything, and I agree with everything that you just said. So we on the same page, sis. I love you. Thanks for calling in.
I love you.
All right.
I'm just not very vocal, but thank you.
All right. Love you, girl.
Okay.
But she said something that was real correct. See, when somebody passed, the reality of it is everybody act like they there for you. After you bury your spouse or whoever, after a week, the phone call stops. The visit stops. The text messages stop. The "Are you okay?" stops. So now you left alone in a house by yourself, going through something, and you don't have nobody.
Wow.
So why is it that you can find companionship somewhere else? It ain't got to be a serious thing starting up, because you don't know where it could lead. But I don't feel as though, especially children, I see the children being upset because that's their mother or their father. And, I can kind of understand that from a certain perspective. But for friends or family members or outside folks to tell you shouldn't be or can't be with somebody, that's ridiculous. That's just absolutely crazy. Like, you ain't in my bed. That's like them telling you what you should watch on TV. You don't pay my damn bill. You don't pay my cable bill. You can't dictate what I watch on TV.
I know that's right. Caller, who do we have online? State your name and where you're calling from, please.
Anonymous.
All right, go ahead, Anonymous.
You know who this is, Vera Queen.
I know who it is.
You're going to have to put a little bass in your voice already, because I'm feeling all insecure too.
Go ahead.
My ex-grandma, when her grandpa died, the one she called grandpa, they had to beg her to wait because she was trying to get married a month after he died. And then she lost that husband, and she was in another relationship right after that. And so it's just to say, you don't know if they're lonely. You don't know what's going on in their heads.
Yeah, but I don't know if I marry A person after a month. Now, being with somebody that's one thing, but marrying somebody a month after your spouse passed, that means you was already with that person already. So she was down at the bingo hall with Willie.
You said what?
That's what I thought too, but she had met him after we're friends, and they talked at the funeral.
Hold on. So the man that she was sleeping with and married was at the funeral of her spouse. Oh, hell no.
The one that she married, he came to the funeral for support, and he said if you need anyone to talk to, well, then after that, it hit right off.
I told y'all, a shoulder to lean on becomes a dick to ride on. I'd be damned if you come to my funeral and then you sleeping with my wife. I'm going to hunt your ass. Yes, sir. I'm going to be the fat ghost.
Okay. Well, anonymous caller.
They've been around already. They already had something.
Thank you for calling in, anonymous. We love you.
Love you too, Vera.
All right.
Now,
all right.
I have been saying nobody shouldn't be in your business about who you decide to be with or what you do, but I find it really, really disrespectful. That sounds like my one of my exes. For you to for you to mess with a person that's at the funeral of your spouse, you know how crazy that look? I'll be mad too here. You better go find somebody that we don't know. But I'll be damned if you at my mama funeral and you over there acting like you a friend, and next thing I know you and my daddy married. No, hell no, both y'all dead. You going to see mama. Mama gonna whoop your ass.
You know what? I'm looking at Mina. She says, Vera, my cousin man started dating after 5 months when he lost his wife, and he married her within 9 months after her death.
Now that's different. 5 months, that meaning it's somebody that he didn't know, and he met this person. But for him to marry that quick, he probably feeling like, you know what, life is short. But that's meeting somebody 5 months after.
Do y'all know that people actually ask their brothers and uncles and stuff like that to watch their wife if something happened, and they be the ones that are sleeping with them?
Now that's the Old Testament.
Yep, they always sleeping
especially
with the brothers.
Military.
That's Old Testament.
Well, my grandmother said, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
My grandmother said, she even said it. Once my grandfather died, she's going for somebody else. Because their marriage kind of been split for a while anyways. They're living in the same house. The whole cheaper to keep type is going on. So once my grandfather died, she's made it known that that's when she goes.
Well, granddaddy, if you didn't know, you know now.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have a dating show. She done told him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That's wild.
So listen, you guys call in 708-223-8953. The number is posted. We want to hear from you guys because I'm gonna tell you something. I just think to each his own. Yeah. Can't nobody tell me nothing about what's not soon enough, because you don't know what those people may have been going through in their household, or before you or after you. I'm sorry, before the divorce or after, and same with the death. You have no idea. So for anybody to put a time limit on my poo nanny without washing it, without caring for it, I think that's a bit too much. So if you're not washing the poo nanny, caring for it, how you gonna put a time limit on it for me? And it's the same thing with penis. Women, we have never been able to measure penis. So how you think?
Yes, y'all have. Women like measuring penis.
Well, we can't measure what we don't see. So we can measure it when we see it, but when we don't no longer see it, we don't know what that penis do or what it has done. So and again, I can't say this enough. A lot of times, don't be surprised if the divorce has taken place because somebody was already having sex with the next person to begin with. So they showing up for everything. As a matter of fact, they are a cheerleader for it because they are the ones that was in cahoots with it all along. And it don't make a difference if whether you die or whether you divorce. They just trying to get in where they fit in.
Vera, you know, I forgot about the whole divorce aspect of this topic. I'm just sitting there thinking about the depth. The depth is what I'm speaking on. Now, the divorce, that's another thing. I feel like if you divorce, you stay the hell out of my business. I'm dating the same day. Matter of fact, we come in the court with my lawyer, and when we divorce, as soon as them papers sign, Come on, baby. She gonna be right there at the table with me.
And that's normally how the death takes
how
place.
that goes.
Because if you bring your heifer to some place with me, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's and that could be on the other foot. Women, you can try that if you want to. You can try it if you want to. You could try talking about some. We divorced, and on the same day that we get the divorce, little Fred gonna be in court with me, and it's just that. And when I sign that paperwork, I'm walking out with little Fred tattooed on my boodad.
Yeah, she might get married the same day.
May just be next week.
That's
because
right.
ain't everybody playing with you like that.
But a lot of divorces,
it ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
You got different divorces. You have divorces where both people agree on, you know what, we're gonna split, we're gonna let this go. But then you have some really messy divorces, and you got a lot of a lot of guys that's spiteful, don't want the woman to divorce. They'll do everything under the sun dirty. But when she finally grow, she ain't got no balls. So when she finally grow the punani or whatever,
well, when she
to walk away from dude, sometimes the man can keep that divorce dragged on in court 5 or 10 years.
Some women will do it too because we want to make sure
Am I dragging over
that
here?
we reap all benefits because he didn't die first. Now we gotta wait. So they don't want to get the divorce, because they don't want
I feel like
to have their stuff.
If you pass, that's one thing. But if we just divorcing or splitting up, I feel as though I'm repossessing my sex. I want all that nasty stuff that I done taught you out your mind, like Man in Black. What's that little thing? And they clicked it and they erased their mind. I'd be damned if you out there with somebody else and I done showed you how you'd be doing that little thing that you be doing with somebody else.
Nasty girl.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna even get crazy on you. I've been watching the Lifetime channel. If I pass before you do, I done already pre-hired a hitman. He gonna take your ass out. You coming with me.
That is crazy. So check this out. Marcus D. Collins. Okay, Marcus D. He said that you should at least a year after divorce and 2 years after death, in my opinion. Now, and I got a BFS named Marcus Collins. So this Marcus D. Collins, I had to do a double take. Wait a minute, where you come from? So there, he said a year. Marcus, you need to quit playing. You not holding on for no whole year after divorce. Is that what you telling your girl? Because I know you're not saying that for yourself. At least a year after divorce and 2 years after death. That's what you told her. No, that's what he said to her.
He lied.
See, he was tricking
in a
her.
Relationship, I can't go 3 days without needing some. You ever notice when you can't get none, you just be mad. That's just mad for no reason that everybody be walking past them like, hey, good morning, fuck you. I mean, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, forget you.
Who fuck you?
Hey, how are you? Shut up. Oh, you didn't get any last night, did you? Yeah, you're right, bro.
When somebody died, we could say what we might want to do, but you really don't know because you kind of can lose your mind when somebody passed away. You don't know what kind of a mind frame you're going to be in about something like that.
especially they paying all the bills. Oh, Lord Jesus, I got to go to work. This man paying these bills. I don't know what I'm going to do. He done took the bill money and the penis money at the same time.
I feel like it's irresponsible for a man to marry a woman and not have at least 2 or 3 insurance policies in place to take care of your family after you go. I'm just saying, you never know what could happen.
Yeah, somebody said you also have messy deaths where friends and family don't feel that they need to respect the spouse. What are your thoughts? My thoughts is for all of those messy family members who feel like they don't have to respect the spouse, F them. F them.
Yeah, because people
F them.
When somebody passed, if the family don't like that man or that woman, the family or the mother try to go in and make funeral arrangements and all of that, but they don't realize that that's that person's husband or wife. You have no say so. That husband or wife has that last word. And if they say your ass ain't coming, you ain't coming. If they say you want him buried, but I want him cremated, he getting cremated.
In that
you can't
order.
tell somebody's spouse what they can't do with their spouse. Because I've seen somebody. The people
and I'm taking the penis with me.
No, but for real, the people had a whole funeral plan for this man. And okay, fine. This is one of my cousins. They didn't like his wife. For what reason? I still have no idea. The woman never did nothing. We just don't like her. That's some bitter type of spiteful stuff. He passed. She would make the arrangements, doing things he wanted, and did so her she couldn't be there. How you gonna tell this woman she can't be at her husband's funeral?
Yeah.
So what she did, went and got her little it wasn't even a court order. She went and got the paperwork, had him removed from the funeral home, had a funeral in a whole different place, and they was pissed off because they said, well, she shouldn't have took his body. That's just wrong, and we gonna kill her. No, you was being spiteful. This woman tried to let you in, tried to let you make the decisions with her, and y'all made these decisions that y'all didn't even want her to have, and then told her she couldn't be there, she got every right in the world to take his body.
And guess who ain't gonna be there? You ain't. Access denied. It's just that simple.
That's just crazy.
So
why
again,
is it when people pass, it's just so much bull crap? Or let's say
people are hurting, and that's the only way.
Or for instance, like let's say one of our mothers passed, and the family is fine, but as soon as the person passed, the body ain't even cold yet. The body ain't even at the funeral home yet, and everybody coming to the house trying to take stuff, talk about what they gonna get and where the money at. Like, man, I hope you just die yourself.
I don't know if she's saying, is this your? How long your cousin been dead?
Who is that?
Somebody just said a name. How long your cousin been dead?
A while.
A long while?
A long while.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't know if she naming your cousin or what.
Whatever. If you would, they in Mississippi?
No,
well,
I don't think so. I don't know.
What is that in Mississippi? Who is? What's the name? And you know what? I don't even give a damn. Hey.
But
we just gonna call Mississippi.
Right.
But you know, it's crazy, man. You can't do no stuff like that.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the truth. Oh, that's the truth. I tell you what, you guys. We're gonna take another quick music break. I'm looking for the clock, but we'll be back, you guys. As we're wrapping our show up, we'll be back. And again, we want you guys' honest opinion about, death or divorce. And some of you guys can even call in or comment, because this may be something that you're physically going through right now. And more than anything, that this show help you and bless you as you're dealing and coming through your situation. So we'll be right back. It's the cast. We're on Intellectual Radio. We're on iHeartRadio. And we on Facebook Live many a time. And we here, let me get out the bag. I hear y'all.
With desire, somehow I know that it's all gonna change. Everything's gonna change. Big city lights, big city dreams, the sound of the city that waits me. So many people living with the blues, so many things that I can tell you. I got this funny feeling, that something's going down. I can almost hear the sound going boom, 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 going round. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, seems like no one is happy. People living without a voice. Seems like no one really has a choice. I feel free and lost at the same time. Feels like I'm gonna lose my mind. Living every day like it's my last. Living in the truth I learned from my past. I've been tired, but I feel with desire. Somehow I know that it's all gonna change. Cadillac, house, Cadillac, dreams, Cadillac, world, everybody's name. If you got a problem, money can't solve it. Government scheming, gangsters, leading crackheads, leading man is leaving, so just bleeding mamas, screaming all over town. You can hear the sound, boom, 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 going round. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, life is hard, everybody pray. Life is a movie, everybody's filming. Gotta play your part, know what you're feeling. Big old job, but someone got to do it. Fight up the problem, gotta keep pursuing. Head up high, reach for the sky. Lights, camera, action. I've been lost, I've been tired, but I feel with desire. Somehow I know.
It's the cats. It's the cats. We on Intellectual Radio. We on iHeartRadio. And we on Facebook Live many a times. And we here ready to let the cat out the bag. Meow.
Okay, she ain't meow, so growl.
Meow, meow. So yeah, well, you know what? Now listen here. Mina said if this man was good to that woman and was a good daddy, it will take her some time to get over him. Not necessarily, because it just depends on people personally. Because just because you start having dating or start having sex with another man or a woman, that doesn't mean that the person that you were with were not good. Mm-hmm. I think everybody grieves differently, and everybody's heart needs differently, and everybody's poo nanny or penis needs the attention that it needs. And so I want to say this because I know that we may have, had some people that's like, well, wait a minute. They not cheated on their spouse. They've been in committed relationships with their spouse. And during the divorce or the death, they may have moved on a little bit sooner than people thought was, respect, or they thought was the right time frame. So again, not everybody has had a bitter or bad relationship in the death situation. And still, I believe that to each his own as far as what's soon enough for you to find someone else. And in a divorce, it is what it is. So, it's just that simple. So again,
man, I'm doing me. What's me doing me? Damn, damn. I can't believe you. Hell, you one left by.
Right.
Why is it like that? Folks don't want you, don't want nothing to do with you. But then as soon as you find your happiness again, they got an issue with it. And I'm sorry. I'm looking outside the studio. Y'all couldn't see it because of the glare, but this could have something to do with the topic. I just seen on the news that they said Cook County now has a cemetery shooting task force. It's screwed up where in Chicago, it's so bad that every time we have a funeral now, the damn funerals are getting shot up. So people at the funeral putting their loved one in the ground in the funeral getting shot up. It's messed up where we got to have a special damn task force to oversee funerals so people won't get killed.
Yeah, well, when you got gang bangers and stuff killing each other, then that's how they retaliate.
That don't make no sense. I'm embarrassed of my city. Like, I'm for real. Like, it's like it just keep getting worse and worse and worse. And people be like, well, why you don't record crime no more? Because of that stuff. Tired of y'all ignorant asses, man. I hate Chicago. I love Chicago. I hate the niggas.
That's it. Yeah. So again, you guys, we can't make this stuff up. It was another episode of the Cats Out Show. We'll be back here again Thursdays. Same time, same place. And we're reaching out to those people who said, you know what, we want to come into the studio. We want to share our story here on the Cats Out Show. If you're looking to become a sponsor, whatever the case for you, because guess what? We're doing it with you, but we're also going to do it without you. We're making big moves. We're taking penises and poo nannies with us. And no, I'm just joking. But anyway, we're making big moves.
She's still trying to clone a penis.
Yeah, still trying to clone. We're taking big. We're making it do what it do. It's the Cats, you guys. We on Intellectual Radio. We on iHeartRadio. And we on Facebook Live many a times. And we did it. Another day, another week, another month, another year. Right here on the Cats Out Show. Come out here.
Yeah, but yeah. So